Every 10 minutes, another name is added to the National Organ Transplant list. Every day, 17 people die waiting for a second chance at life. This isn't just a number, it's a family, a story, a life cut tragically short. For decades, we've faced this silent, devastating crisis. We've prayed, but the numbers never changed. Until now. This is the story of a promise. A promise made not in a hospital, but in the sterile silence of a lab. This is the story of how one man's loss became a global breakthrough. Meet Dr. Aris Thorne. His life's work began in this very room, not with a grand vision, but with a simple, painful memory. He was a boy when his younger brother, Leo, was diagnosed with a rare kidney disease. The doctors told his family what they tell so many: we can't find a match. The wait is too long. Aris watched as his brother's light faded. He saw the hope drain from his parents' eyes. In that moment, a quiet fire ignited within him. He made a vow to find a way to end the waiting, to never let another family endure that same agonizing loss. For years, the problem felt insurmountable. We could grow single cells, even small tissue samples. But a whole organ? A heart that beats, a kidney that filters, a liver that detoxifies? That was science fiction. The challenge wasn't just the cells, it was the scaffold, the structure. We needed a blueprint, a vascular network, a system of blood vessels to feed and sustain trillions of living cells. We needed a foundation for life itself. We started with what we call a bioprinter. Think of a regular 3D printer, but instead of plastic, it's extruding a biological ink made of hydrogels and, most importantly, human stem cells. We create a scaffold based on a patient's own medical scans. The idea was to print a perfect, custom-fit, biological blank slate. But the early attempts were failures. The printed organs would collapse under their own weight. The cells would starve before they could mature. The dreams of Aris and his team were turning into dust. Across the city, a different kind of waiting was happening. Ilara was a 24-year-old artist and musician. She'd spent her life creating beauty in the world. But now, her life was on hold, trapped by a failing liver. She had been on the transplant list for over a year. She was running out of time. We changed the game. Instead of building the entire organ at once, we started with a smaller, more critical unit, the vasculature, the network of blood vessels. We used a new kind of hydrogel, one that would dissolve after printing, leaving behind a perfectly formed, living web of vessels. It was like planting seeds in the air, then letting the air disappear. It was a moment that would change everything. The printed scaffold, now a living foundation, was then seeded with the patient's own stem cells, cells with the incredible ability to differentiate and grow into any type of cell the body needs. We weren't just printing an organ, we were guiding the body's own incredible regenerative power. We were telling its cells, here is the home. Now grow. The patient's own body would accept the new organ as its own. There would be no need for powerful immunosuppressant drugs, no risk of rejection. The wait, the fear, the desperation. It was all replaced by a single, incredible moment of hope. The surgery was a success. For the first time in history, a patient received a fully functional, bioprinted organ, a perfect replica of her own. Ilara is just the first. Today, that small team of scientists has grown into a global effort. Labs around the world are now bioprinting kidneys, hearts, and even complex nerve tissues. The technology is still in its infancy, and there are many challenges ahead of scale, cost, and regulation. But the promise is real. The transplant list is a relic of a past where we had to wait for a stranger's gift. Soon, it will be a memory. A dark chapter we closed with our own ingenuity. The future of medicine isn't about finding a match. It's about creating one. And for the millions of people still waiting, that future has never looked brighter.